Hello everyone, welcome to Three Houses. I might have soft-locked my game. I'm not sure. I think I have, but I would like you guys to help me ensure that I have before I call it soft-locked, because it would be quite a blow to my ego if it wasn't. So here's the deal. I'm going to show you the team that I have available for beating this chapter on Maddening. Yes, this is chapter 4 in New Game Plus, but it is on Maddening. But I think the circumstances that I put myself in actually make it impossible or really difficult to beat the chapter, and I want to find out which it is. So this is a draft. I only have these units available. These are the only units I have on the Golden Deer. Everyone else has been killed off because I didn't want to sit through all of their lecturing things, which, you know, might be in the butt. So I'll go over what I have available, and then I'll show why I think the chapter is impossible, and then at some point I'll have a live stream where we can figure this stuff out together. And this, if you're one of these people who are watching me play, sometimes you're like, oh my god, why didn't you just do this? Or you could have just done this, oh my god. Or, yo, why didn't you visit the village, you know, the sleep village in Mini Pitfalls with Clarine after rescue dropping her or something? This is where you can come in. This is where you have your chance to shine. This is where you can tell me how bad I am for how I've been playing. Okay, so let me show you the team first. My knowledge of the Three Houses UI is gonna, you know, really shine here. So I'll go through all these inventories and all the skills menu in a second. So this is Byleth, Claude, Marianne, Hilda, Lysithia, and Raphael, and Baltus, Ignatz, and that's it. That's the characters I got. Here's your skills. Probably worth noting is that some of my units have pretty high authority, but none of them have higher than C. This will probably be important later. So Byleth has D+, Claude has C authority, Marianne, nothing, Hilda has nothing, Lysithia has C+, Raphael has C, Baltus has E+, Ignatz has C, and that's it. That's all the characters. That's our authority levels. You can see the rest too if you're looking for any kind of detail. Just, you know, scroll back a little bit, pause the video. I also can't go back to Garrick Mach Monastery or anything. This is the only save I have. I have one more save. I lied there. I have one more save. That's an entire chapter back, chapter 3. I do not want to replay chapter 3. I hate chapter 3. So this is the only save I have. That's why I'm calling it soft lock, because I'm locked on this save. What else is there to say? I should tell my battalions as well, than the stuff I have to work with. But battalions is probably the most telling part, right? So these are the battalions I have. Mostly E-rank stuff that you already have, but I have some stuff from New Game Plus. So these A-rank battalions, I can't use them. I don't have anyone with high enough authority. No one's going to reach A in time to them be of use, but I do have them, technically. And I have some C-rank ones. I have the Supreme Armored Corps, you know, the Edelgard one. I have Claude's Immortal Corps, and these B-rank ones don't matter because I can't use them. I have the highest authority rank I have is C. If you can find a solution that involves the Immortal Corps, great, but I prefer without it because using it feels like cheating. I'm playing as if I don't have these New Game Plus battalions, but, you know, I'm desperate, so if it's needed, it's needed. But for extra credit in Pitfalls University, don't have it here. So that's that. I'll show my items real quick. I don't think there's anything spectacular in here that you need to know about, but might as well make this be as complete as possible. I do have a Horse Slayer. I have a mace, for whatever it's worth. I got some gauntlets, got an iron shield. That's the only shield I got. Some vulns. I have these signs. I don't think any of them do anything reliably, so I haven't been using them. I got some stat boosters, if that's helpful. I got some seals. Got one concoction with 3 uses, and then mostly vulns. That's pretty much all the stuff I got. I can't really reclass people into anything significant, I don't think. No one has access to anything like Cavalier or Pegasus Knight. No one's even level 10 yet, so that's not possible. I think that's enough of an overview. Let me go over why I think I'm soft-locked in this chapter. So this is me real quick playing the rough strategy I had in mind from like a month ago when I last touched this save file. So don't be too harsh on this part. This is just me trying to get to the part that I think makes it impossible. If you want to get to that real quick, go to the timestamp. Or enjoy some Library of Ruina music. Alright, so we've arrived at the first problem, honestly the biggest and maybe the only problem. It's these enemies. They're very far away from me. You might wonder, why are they so scary? What they're doing is they're walking by the Death Knight, and if you've played this chapter on Maddening before, you know the Death Knight moves when you're in his range. But what you might not know is that he can also be activated by other enemies moving by him. The group AI in Three Houses seems to work in such a way that enemies that normally do not move unless you're in range start moving because other enemies move by them. I think it's activated by adjacent squares, so it's really this fighter and this soldier's problem. I'll show you what you mean. So let's say I just don't do anything this turn, because, you know, just to make it easier here. Let's just wait and update Pokemon Unite, so just wait here.
The reinforcement.
And they talk about the reinforcements. We'll get into those later too, because they matter as well. But let's say Hildaris is going to get slaughtered here for a second.
Could be worse.
There you go, he just moved. And I did not step in his range. I didn't do anything with him. This is just the enemy's fault. This is the other problem, the reinforcements. Now, you might wonder, like, it might have been a while since you've played Three Houses Maddening, but you might remember, hey, these guys, they didn't come this early from me. I was like way further into the map when they came in. So am I just going super slow? No, this is actually really funny. I'm on turn 5. So if you don't complete the monastery quest that happens before this chapter, which is the really long one where you have to talk to nearly everyone, it feels like, to figure out all these different hints towards who could be going for the secret mausoleum or whatever, then if you don't do that whole quest, in New Game Plus even, these guys come 2 turns earlier. This is a wonderful bit of story gameplay integration that I don't think a lot of people know about. I didn't when I made my gameplay story integration video for Three Houses. But it makes total sense, because by figuring out what they were going for, they could get into position earlier, and because of that, arrive a little bit before these reinforcements could back up the enemy. I guess it doesn't impact anything else on the map, just this reinforcement bit. But it also means that you get pincered a lot sooner, because now these 3 mages are going to move up and squeeze my units between these enemies and the Death Knight. And I mean, I guess I might as well take a quick look at the Death Knight just to show you why I can't handle him. He has 37 attack and 17 attack speed. This doubles all my units. I have no one fast enough to like stop getting doubled here. Let me see if I can display that real quick here. So this is my units sorted by speed. My highest speed unit is a Cynthia. She has 12 speed. And obviously people get still weight down because their strength stat aren't that high. I have no one with like speed boosting abilities. I think Byleth might have like access to speed +2 by this point, but even she is getting doubled. I think this is normal speed, not attack speed. Not entirely sure. Let's take a quick look at Byleth just to make sure. Yeah, her speed is 9, and her attack speed is like 1 with this steel sword. So he's gonna double everyone. 37 attack will kill a lot of units. I think it kills literally everyone on my army. It's a little hard to see here because you have to take into account both HP and protection, which is defense plus shields. As I showed you, only have 1 shield and a couple battalions, so rest assured, my units do not survive 2 hits from the Death Knight. They cannot take 2 hits from 37 attack. It just doesn't happen. So he murders everyone, and the way he moves, I think he moves towards whoever's closest to him. I think Ignat's... it's like about tied between my units, so it could go either way, but it doesn't matter where he goes. He murders my units either way. I have no one who can kill him either. I think Marianne with the Frozen Lance plus Horse Slayer doesn't even do half his HP, and she dies to the counterattack, obviously. If you haven't fought the Death Knight before or in a while, remember that the Death Knight always counters you, because he has the counterattack skill over here, and you can't freeze him with a Gambit. You can't reduce his movement in any way. You can't use lethality or whatever else it is. Gambits do less damage than usual as well, so my Gambits, I think individually they each deal like 5 damage to him. I haven't checked, but if you fought him before, you know. Plus the hit rates are pretty abysmal as well. He is going to be at best unreliable to fight, so my conclusion is I can't beat the Death Knight, but I can't stop him from moving either. So how do I stop myself from getting rolled by the Death Knight while also fighting off these reinforcements from the back and just not getting wrecked by enemies here? But this portion, I've beaten this before. I was just playing very sloppily here just to get to this point. So here's what's going to happen from here, right? You can post all your interesting ideas and funny things we might be able to do to beat this chapter in the comments. I'm sure there's someone out there with a good idea. It's happened before. I overlook things. I'm not a perfect player, not even close. So put your comments down below. And when we have a live stream, make sure to attend. I don't know exactly when I'm doing this, but you'll find out when I schedule it. And I'll just have the comments handy. I'll have like a little... I'll figure out what things to try, and live chat can adjust me a little bit, and we can get through this chapter together. And I think this could be wonderful. It'll be like anime chess or pitfalls, but live. And this is just something new I'm trying. The main reason I'm doing this is part of a draft that I'm doing. And I don't think I'm... like, it's not impossible for me to beat this game. I could just put it on hard mode, for example, and we'd be fine. But I think this presents an interesting opportunity to learn, get better at Fire Emblem without any shaming for anyone, except maybe some self-shaming for me. So yeah, drop your comments, and I'll see you next time.